When filming with a video production company, it's common to use a script. I mean, I'm using one right now. Now, while this might sound counterproductive, having a script to read from often makes you come across more relaxed and natural than just improvising on the spot. This can also go the other way though. Script writing needs to be done with speech in mind. If you write a script like you write an essay or an email, then there's a good chance it will be more of a kind of hindrance than a help when it comes to recording. With this in mind, here's a few tips to remember when writing scripts. Tip number 1, write exactly what you want to say. This is especially important when you're inexperienced at speaking to camera. You don't want to write roughly or vaguely, thinking you can improvise on the spot. Take away as much of the stress and chance for error as possible. From experience, if you start messing up and you need take after take to get your video right, it can be a vicious cycle. If you're a bit nervous, which is probably pretty normal, then making mistakes can just fuel your nerves further, leading to more mistakes and more nerves, and so on. By having exactly what you want to say right in front of you, you take away the chance of any unnecessary errors, making the shoot go smoother as a result. As you gain confidence, you might want to experiment a bit with your scripts and improvise on the spot. If you feel comfortable doing this, then go for it. But we would still recommend having an exact script to stick to as a fallback option. Tip number 2, remember you're writing a script to be spoken. You would be surprised how different writing a spoken script is to other forms of writing. You need to tailor your style with the fact it will be spoken in mind. This means using shorter sentences and words, leaving space to breathe, and avoiding words that might get you in a tongue tie. You don't want to be going on and on with a really long sentence that never seems to end, using words that are far too long and too similar that you're all confused, and when you're speaking like how much would a woodchuck chuck, and you just end up out of breath and you end up stumbling, and then you just kind of get to the point where you can't actually finish the sentence because it's just getting... That was the perfect example. Don't write sentences like that. And that leads me to my third tip, write with rhythm in mind. This is probably the trickiest part of script writing. Reading from an auto cue becomes so much easier when sentences have a nice flow and rhythm to them. You don't want to be speaking in long, drawn-out phrases, but you want to avoid short, disjointed sentences too. This is something that just comes with practice, but it's worth keeping in mind. Even just reading out loud as you write can give you a good idea of the rhythm and flow of the script. Getting this right means your videos will come across as natural and unscripted, which is exactly what you should be aiming for. And my final tip isn't so much about actually writing the script, but it's practicing it. You don't want the first time to be reading the script to be when you're already in front of the camera, with the lights glaring down and people expectantly waiting on you. Set aside some time to practice, and this will make you come across way more relaxed. You can also identify keywords or phrases that you want to emphasize, as well as tweaking bits that you found to be problematic. This might take a bit more time and effort, but your videos will be so much better and smoother for it and provide that much more value. So there we have it, our top tips on script writing. Take this advice on board and utilize it for your next shoot. You will see a massive difference. Alternatively, get in touch to see how we can help with script writing for you too. We'll see you soon.